Well, I will be gone for the next couple of weeks. I'll be heading to Florida tomorrow, and I'll be driving back after about a week of Michelle and me cleaning up her apartment, so I'll try to do some updates from there. Anyway, this harp guitar is one of those three that's just about done. It's got the tie block and the bridge about ready to get glued on. Dave's going to do that when he gets back. He's coming back from the wedding a couple weeks before me. He left yesterday to go to Seattle to catch the airplane with my cousin, and so anyway, I've got a few things to do in the shop while he's gone before I take off tomorrow. So let's come back here and I'll show you a little bit about what I'm going to be doing today. I've got these two harp guitars right here. Both need to be finish sanded and put back in the spray booth, and then we are working on a nylon string classical guitar style build that's going to have a cutaway. So you can see right here there's a nice cutaway. This is some beautiful Indian rosewood, so this build is going to be super nice. And right over here I've got the let's see, I believe that is an Engelmann spruce top. I'm going to brace that today, so stay tuned for all that stuff. All right, so that was plenty of work for this afternoon. There's that lovely Engelmann top for the classical cutaway 6-string. Just got braced, and right over here are the two nylon string harp guitar, the 18-string and the 19-string harp guitars. I got those sanded and in the spray booth, so Dave, if you're listening, you got your work cut out for you when you get back. Yep, so Dave took off I told you Dave took off to Seattle yesterday, and then he's snowboarding with my cousin Justin today in Seattle, and then he flies out tomorrow morning, and my mom just got to West Palm Beach in Florida, and Michelle is picking her up, and they're going to have dinner tonight, and then tomorrow I will be driving myself in the morning over to Rathdrum to get picked up by my friend Tyler, and then he's going to take me to the airport, and my flight is out at about 1 o'clock, so let's check and make sure Al is doing all right. He ate a whole bunch of food this morning, so he seems to be doing pretty well. I'm going to leave some pellets in the tank for him for the few days that he'll be by himself here, and Dave will be back in a few days, so he can keep feeding him. I got a few other things to do around the shop and around the property, and then I will be making my way. I'll be packing my bags. All right. Well, I've decided to do one more thing before I close the shop down for the week. My two nieces, Alisha and Madison, are going to be at my wedding, and I've selected a nice little piece of some quarter sawn spruce and this nice little piece of walnut, and I'm going to make a couple of propeller flyers. It's a little propeller flyer. I'll show you when I'm done. So anyway, you can watch me build that. Okay, so I got these boards cut down. This one's about a ½ inch thick, and I think I usually make them about 6 inches long, maybe 6.5, or yeah. So I think I'll mark off a couple of. This is going to be the propeller section. Actually, I guess I make them about 7 inches long. A little bit of extra space for the, and then that means I think these things have to be about that long too. It goes like that, you spin it in your hand and it flies up in the air. So they're really fun for little kids. I've been making them since I was a little kid, and yeah, so here we go. All right, so I got these cut down. I'm going to put some propeller angles on the edges of these things. First I drill a hole right in the middle of them. So that's going to be the propeller section, and then actually the first thing I like to do is turn these down into dowels, and I don't really have a great way to do that. I don't have a lathe, so normally I just it doesn't matter if they're perfectly cylindrical. I usually just do it on the belt sander, and I mean, you could use a pencil if you wanted to, but that's not as cool. It's a nice cylindrical piece of walnut, so I'll do that. Okay, so as you saw there, I don't really have a lathe to do this properly, but it ends up making a pretty nice, well, pair of chopsticks. But so those will be the handle. Okay, we're back, and I have two new blocks, and I made them a little bit thicker because if I remember right, after I made these a few times, I found out that the steeper, I mean, I'm sure there's a concept of least returns on this, but the steeper you make that propeller, the faster upwards they go, so the more fun they really are. I've made a few where you spin it really fast and it hovers for a second, but then it just kind of drops straight down, whereas they're more fun if you spin it even not so fast and it goes up really, really fast and high. They're more fun that way. My brother and I, we use a technique where we can kind of like spin it like that, and then we get it to do kind of an Anheuser as it flies and lands, and we get be playing catch with them, so they're a lot of fun. Anyway, so the next thing I'll do is carefully shape these down on the belt sander so that so it's a propeller. These two blocks will become the propeller parts. Okay, whew, boy, I just barely had enough battery power in my ventilator here to finish these off. So yeah, I was trying to show you that on the time lapse, but it's not quite as easy. So anyway, so you saw me kind of, you saw me profile these wings. So there, this was the orientation of the block, So I shaved off both edges of the propeller area there, and then I scoop out the center section and both sides around the handle. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Handle fits in there just about right. So as you can see, that's the propeller. Now, normally I do a little bit of finish sanding to it, but let's see how it flies. Cool. Works perfectly. So there's one, and here's the other one. Ooh, that one's got a little bit, fits in there a little deeper, so handle will be a little bit shorter, but let's see how it works. A little wobbly, I think I need to cut that off. So yeah, flies pretty good. This one seems to fly a little bit better where the handle is a little longer. That's still a little wobbly. They're about the same. I'm just gonna spritz a little bit of water inside that hole. That'll swell the grains out just a tad and make that handle fit in there a little bit better. There we go. By the time that dries, might even shoot it off with a little air. Probably I thinned this stick out just a little bit more than the other one, but there, see how much shorter it is now just by swelling the grains. Yeah, that flies a bit better, much better. So, yeah, I'm going to do just a little bit of finish sanding to them, and I might paint them with a coat of polyurethane just to protect them a little bit. I kind of like them natural, in their natural, you know, raw wood, in the white they call it. Yeah. Also, one other thing you can do is you can, as you're sanding down the propellers, you can balance it. Seems like this propeller's a little heavier than this one. That'll make it fly a little bit off kilter too. So, but then again, they fly pretty good. Yeah, they're actually quite nice. And if you aim it like, oh, cool, that was a really good shot. All right, so I'm going to finish sand them a little bit, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, I'm in the spray booth. I got these two sticks, these two propellers, and I'm going to just quick paint somehow a quick coat of polyurethane on them. Got this little can of polyurethane, and maybe some kind of a paintbrush here. Might be, here's a little foam brush. Find a candle here. So yeah, these propellers, they're super fun to play with. You can play catch with them. You can just see how high you can get it to fly up in the air. A little coat of polyurethane, probably keep them sort of protected from the elements a little bit, make them look a little bit nicer, I guess. They're a little bit difficult to varnish because they've got so many contours to them, not unlike a harp guitar. But at least it'll have a little bit of protection in case it gets wet or whatever. So hopefully Madison and Alisha are happy. They get a little present. I haven't seen them for a really long time. My cousin Justin's kids are going to be there too. They're all about the same ages. Maybe they can play with them, but Justin's kids live in Seattle, so they come over to visit here in the wintertime to go skiing. And I could probably make those guys one next season if they, I don't really have time to make dozens of these things right now for every little kid that's going to be there, but I haven't seen Madison and Alisha for quite a while, so I figured I'd think about them a little bit and make something special for them. Yeah, just a quick little coat of polyurethane, at least something is on there. Might as well coat these sticks, the handles. Walnut always looks so nice and dark when it's varnished. Walnut's probably one of my favorite all-time woods. Black walnut. It's got such a nice chocolatey color. It is a really, it's a very middle of the road wood as far as hardness. So it's plenty hard. You can make lots of things out of it that you need to use hardwood for. But it's also soft enough, like mahogany, that it delivers a tremendous tone for a tone wood. It's probably it's pretty much one of our favorite woods as far as back and sides material for guitars. And yeah, black walnut's always been my favorite ever since high school. I made some projects in my high school wood shop class using black walnut, and I was always just really impressed with the quality of wood that it is. Super easy to work with, and just a wonderful tone wood, a wonderful woodworking wood. I'm sure you're familiar with it if you've seen any quality woodworking. Oftentimes people will use it as a decorative wood because it's so dark and it matches so well with maple. Alright, anyway, there you go. Got my two propellers. Got a little varnish on them. I'm going to try not to forget those when I pack my bags and head on out of here tomorrow.